Welcome to our Facebook viewers. Thank you for joining us for this live webinar titled A Culinary Journey with 7 Slovenian Producers. Firstly, we'll introduce you to Slovenian gastronomy before handing you over to each of our producers, who will give you an insight into the flavours of Slovenia's Pomoria region, as well as the importance of local businesses supporting one another in the post-COVID tourist and gastronomic landscape. Viewers on Facebook Live, please feel free to ask any questions you have in the comments section, and please share using the hashtag #IFeelSlovenia and Taste Slovenia on social media. As the event's title suggests, today we are delighted to be joined by the 7 brilliant producers that form the Gourmet Over Mora Collective, which offers culinary tours, itineraries and products in the Pomoria region of Slovenia. Pomoria is interesting because it is a largely undiscovered region of northeast Slovenia and at the border with Hungary. The Gourmet Over Mora Collective was established to help generate greater exposure for Pomoria's local producers. And today we're going to hear from the vineyards, breweries, pumpkin oil mills, and others who made it happen. With the Mora River splitting it into 2 sections, its unique landscape and position mean that it is home to a unique culinary offering. More widely, Slovenian food is influenced by the diversity of its landscapes, climate, history, and surrounding cultures. Slovenia has 24 gastronomic areas and three wine-growing regions. It has been named the European Region of Gastronomy for 2021. At the crossroads of Europe, Slovenia, with its own identity, mirrors neighbouring countries such as Croatia, Austria, and Italy. In this particular webinar, we'll look at how, being on the border of Hungary, the region has played a part in developing the culinary blends of Slovenia's Pomoria region. Today, we're going to start with Gorac, who has a pumpkin oil mill.
Hello, everyone. Do you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Gorazd Kocbek. I'm from the oil mill Kocbek, and we produce so-called green gold, pumpkin seed oil. Alois Kocbek, my grandfather, started in 1929 with this story, with this business, and I'm representing the 3rd generation. On the world exists 825 different varieties of pumpkins, but only one variety is the pumpkin which gave us seeds for pumpkin seed oil. This is Cucurbita pepo variatia styriaca, and this pumpkin gave us 2 types of the seeds. One is so-called gulica, which is the green without husk, and the other one is with the white husk. We produce oil every day and the whole year, the whole season. And but pumpkins are planted in end of April, and the harvest time is in September. So we keep the seeds in our storage and we produce every day. So when people visit our oil mill, they can see how we work, how we produce the pumpkin seed oil, which is more and more known all around the world. We have 2 types of production. One is traditional, or so-called hot pressed, and the one which we produce since 1994, it's cold pressed. Why we are so unique? The first production of pumpkin seed oil was in 1750. This was in village Fram near Maribor, there where today Slovenia is. And the pumpkin for pumpkin seed oil has best conditions here in our region because of the soil and because of the climate. And our specialty is also that we have 0 waste production. That means on the end, when we press the seeds, we get so-called cakes on one side, and on the other side, of course, the oil. And the oil we can use for everything. And the cakes we can use for also to eat, or we feed animals with this. So it's very interesting because we don't produce any waste. Even the meat of the pumpkin, it stays on the fields and go back to the soil, which is good for the soil, of course. When people visit our oil mill, we show them, we introduce them first the history, of course, the differences between the oils, between the production, and they can see how we actually work. Very interesting is that we still use equipment, the machines which my grandfather bought secondhand over 90 years ago. So this is the way how we keep tradition. We don't use any modern industry. We are traditional oil mill, and we produce same as my grandfather did many, many years ago. Since July last year, we are in a big investment. We are renovating our oil mill and all the buildings around the oil mill. So today I'm at home. I'm not in the oil mill because it's a lot of noise and we don't have a place at the moment there. But later, when we will finish our investment, the visitors will have another possibility, another experience, not only to visit and to see how we produce and to have the tasting, they will also have possibility to have experience how to produce, or that they can produce their own oil. That means they will stay in our oil mill in about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. They will get seeds, they will help at work, and on the end, they will have their own pumpkin seed oil, which they can take back home. 1 bottle or all of them, it depends on them. So yeah, this is actually my short introduction, what we are doing, but of course more, it's only possible when you visit our oil mill and that you see with your own eyes how is this going every day and how it's the green gold produced in our oil mill.
Excellent. And do you have any olive oil, pumpkin oil there at all?
Yeah, I have a few of them behind me. We also produce not only oil. In the last, let's say, 15 years, we started with production of other products where we use oil or the seeds. So we have like chocolates with pumpkin seeds and pumpkin seed oil, and also other ingredients which are typical for our region, for our country. We have like dry salami with pumpkin seeds, which produce Janko Kodila from Ham House Kodila. We have also his spread. We have with pumpkin seeds and pumpkin seed oil, of course. We have also dried tomatoes in pumpkin seed oil. We have like ice cream with pumpkin seed oil. We have pasta with pumpkin seeds. We have honey with pumpkin seeds. We have lip balm with pumpkin seed oil. We have soap with pumpkin seed oil. So we have many, many, many products.
And what's your favorite? Which one is your favorite one? And then we have a quick question, and then we'll have to move on.
Okay, my favorite product is, of course, pumpkin seed oil, because we use it every day, everywhere, not only on salads, but also in the cream soups, in fried eggs, on the ice cream, any kind of desserts. There's actually no limits where and how to use pumpkin seed oil.
Which bottle behind you is your signature, the most famous bottle or the most popular bottle? Could you show it to the camera?
The best seller of our products is this one. It's our called beige label. This is oil which we sell in most places, in most shops, because it's in our old equipment, the fastest production, and also from our pumpkin seed oil, the cheapest oil. But maybe what I have here, the best one is this one, because
okay. And one final question, because we have to move on to our next speaker. We have 7 people today. What is the difference, very quickly, between the hot and cold pressed oil in terms of quality?
Okay, in quality, there is actually no difference. Difference is only that cold pressed oil, it's directly pressed from the seeds. So we don't use any oil meal. We don't use any temperature for heating, no frying pan. So we don't roast the seeds. We just directly press them. And that means that all the vitamins, all the minerals stays in the oil. At the hot pressed or traditional way of production, we have to crush the seeds first in the mill, then we have to mix them with water, then we have to fry them between 100 and 110 degrees Celsius, which is also the lowest temperature that we use. And on the end, then we press those roasted seeds. In this production, we get darkness of the oil, thickness of the oil, but at 100 degrees Celsius, we destroy some very sensitive vitamins and minerals, but nothing that will be, let's say, unhealthy. It's just give us the typical taste of pumpkin seed oil, which people know all around the world.
Okay, excellent. And one final, how many pumpkins do you go through every year?
Oh, depends on the season. The pumpkin is, you cannot plant the pumpkin every year on the same field. That means you can plant on the same field every third or fourth year. And this is the main reason why we don't have our own pumpkins. We just have our own farmers, which are of course local, and they plant every year pumpkins for us and we buy seeds from them. So we buy every year around 50 tons of pumpkin seeds, and for 1 liter of oil it requires 3 kilos of pumpkin seeds.
Any ideas on the numbers of pumpkins that is 50 tons?
3 kilos of pumpkin seeds, it's around 30 to 33 pumpkins. Okay. This is for 1 liter of oil. So 30 to 33 pumpkins are 3 kilos of seeds, is 1 liter of pumpkin seed oil.
Very impressive. Thank you very much, Gorazd. Now we have Janesh, who's from Bivog Brewery, a brilliant microbrewery, an award-winning brewery. Take it away, Janesh.
Hello. Thank you very much. So my name is Janes, and I will be presenting the Bivog Brewery within this project. So Bivog Brewery is actually a craft brewery, a very modern craft brewery. It exists since 2013. And the interesting part about it is that we are actually situated in Austria, right on the border of Slovenia, 2 kilometers away. But the owner, Vasja Dolar, and all the employees here do come from Slovenia. So we are kind of a Slovenian and Austrian brewery at the same time. But we have a lot of community going on in both countries. We like to connect with both countries as our own countries, as our own markets. Being said, that is that we actually, as modern craft brewery, use a lot of ingredients from the whole world. The ingredients that are really high-end ingredients, only the high-end malts and hops, and that are used here. That's why the whole product is also in the end the high-end product. All the beers are high-end beers, but we also use for our products local ingredients. That makes us distinctive from other maybe craft breweries in the whole world, in the Europe, because we use local water. That means that we are lying here, the Prekmurje region, and this part of Lower Styria region lies on the volcanic sediments, and the water comes from the lower volcanic sediments. That makes this water very, very high quality water, and that's why we use it for our beer. And beside that, the regions here are also thermal regions that also use the water for all other means. That means that the whole water is really, really high quality water. But we also use Slovenian hops. Beside all the interesting international hops, also the Slovenian high-end hops that are of highest qualities, that are not far away from us, and are very sought of in the whole world, and have actually a long tradition in the beer brewing business. And these are Styrian Goldings hops, and also the Aurora and Bobek hops. And we use those Aurora and Bobek hops for our beers, actually for the bitterness of the beer, because the alpha acids in this hops bring kind of a smooth and balanced bitterness to the beers, and we will use them also for that one, because the beer gets this fine bitterness, but it's still rounded and smooth. and that's a part of the local ingredients that we use for our beer. But I have no hops because the hop season is not yet here. But I have this little funny hops here. We actually got this one in France because we attend a lot of craft beer festivals all over Europe, and we also get a lot of awards for our beer, for the quality of our beer. And this one we got on Metz Beer Fest, where among 200 craft breweries we were voted for the brewery with the best beer there. But we also have a lot of awards for being the best Austrian brewery for many years, with the best beer in Austria for many years. And yeah, but beside that, what's special with the craft beer brewery of Bevog is that we have special designs like this one. We have little creatures on all of our designs and the core line. And we actually, these are done by a good designer that's not from Slovenia, but neighboring country, from Croatia. But we have a strong connection to local community, to art community, and the young modern community. Therefore, we work with the young artists that kind of help us to make the designs for us. So we have like interesting different designs that are made by local artists for the special editions beers that we have.
So you try and mix culture with the drinking experience as well.
Exactly. That's what we do.
And just a quick question. In terms of you have a visitor centre. What can visitors expect when they visit your brewery? Yeah,
we have tours of the brewery very regularly every weekend on Fridays and Saturday. And what you can see here, you can experience the whole process of the beer brewing here. You can see from the first stage to the last stage of the brewing. You can experience all the beer through when you go through the whole processes. You can taste the beers, and you can also see the ingredients that we have. You can also taste the ingredients at the sightings, and see the filling machines and everything, the modern technology that we use for our beer, because we kind of always invest every year. We invest more in the quality and the sustainability of our beer. So all of that, everything the visitors can see and taste what we actually do here, and see maybe get the idea behind the stories. I don't have the time to tell about the stories of every creature that is on our design.
Are they local? Are they local creatures from the
No, but the interesting story behind this one is actually that this is a pale ale, an English style beer, but made with local ingredients that makes it distinctive from other beers. But the design is actually made from our Croatian artist, but we wanted to have this in this design, this wheel, because this is a signature of the town that we are in here, because we were taken in this town. So
the town called? What is the name of the town?
Bad Radkersburg, because it's on the Austrian side. So okay. It's the local sign of this town, and this is Austrian mountains, and the local, our region, volcanic region where we are. So everything is mixture. It's a little bit of
very diverse.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Janek. So next up, we have Danilo from Steja Vina, a local a wine producer of Slovenia. Take it away, Danilo.
Hello to everyone. I'm Danilo, Steyr, owner and winemaker of the winery Steyr. Our winery, or better to say, our cellar is located in the Plitvica village near Gornja Radgona. This is very near on the border to Austria, about 1 hour from Graz city in Austria in southwest direction. We are family estate winery. We could cultivate it about 20 hectares of vineyards, situated on the near Plitvički and Aženski hill. They are planted with the following wine growing varieties: Gewürztraminer, then Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, Riesling, and 2 red varieties, Pinot Noir and Zweigelt. The specialty of our cellar is the Gewürztraminer variety that achieved top quality in our growing district Radgona Kapela, which climate and ensure this variety best quality brings in our region. We have very suitable climate condition for producing the best quality of mostly white wines. Our first variety is Gewürztraminer, and we have many different kinds of wines of Gewürztraminer, from dry to especially sweet in very good vintages, also selection, berry selection, also sometimes ice wine, and also our specialty is orange wine produced from the variety Gewürztraminer. We pride ourselves with Perina sparkling wine. We have two kinds of them, one Brut Natur and Extra Brut is also our specialty because it's made from Gewürztraminer. Mostly the sparkling is made from Chardonnay, and in our wine cellar we are producing Perina from Gewürztraminer. Then the climate in our part of Slovenia, we have 2 climate styles. We are located very near from the near the Alps. That brings in the night very cold temperature, and then big influence from the Pannonian plain. That brings in the day very hot temperature, and also big influence have the river Mura that brings in autumn also in the night some fog, and I think the river Mura have also big influence on the style of our wines. Then the soil, we have many different types of the soil, from ranging from sandy to heavy clay. Also we have marl and mixture of them. Then we follow to 3 lines of our wines. The first one is the fresh fruity line, which is mostly produced and aged in stainless steel tanks, very fresh, fruity, with typical aroma from the variety. The next line is Steiermark. Steiermark wines we are producing only in very good vintages from the best grapes, and the wines also white and red we aging in the barrels, also oak, and for Gewürztraminer also in acacia wood from our region to give more the terroir to the wine. And the last line, the third line is our special sparkling from Gewürztraminer, and then in very good vintages we're producing also some predicate wines like selection, berry selection, or ice wine.
Excellent, thank you, Danilo. Is there an iconic vintage that you would recommend to our viewers? A particularly good year of your wines, or a specific flavor, or anything like that?
Yeah, this moment we sell from the Steiermark line, vintage 2015, also white cuvée and red. The white blend is maybe very special because it's, the main variety is Gewürztraminer, 50%, 25% Chardonnay, 25 Pinot Gris. The first flower in the nose is from Gewürztraminer, and then Chardonnay gives the wine a little the freshness, and the Pinot Gris a little the body. This is our favorite at this moment.
And why was 2015 such a good year?
Yes, in last maybe 10 years in our part, the best vintages 2013, 15, 18, and we hope also 2020.
So good weather and a good climate made
Yes,
some good...
because good climate conditions between humidity and enough hours of sun.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Danilo,
Thanks.
and for your wonderful tour. We hope to be drinking wine with you very soon.
Na zdrowie. Cheers.
Cheers. Next up, we have Janesh from Gourmet Kadilla. Hello, Janesh.
Hi, welcome in our house, ham house, Kodilan. Kodila is family name. We are doing meat products since 3 generations, and ham house because we are the biggest producer of ham in this area. Dry hams. Behind me, you can see the famous Pretoria ham. This is boneless ham. It is also EU protected. We are doing also prosciutto from big pigs, like 300 kilos. These are the hams, they are aging for 3 years because they are 30 kilo and above. Third variety of our hams, these are the Mangalitsa. Mangalitsa is all type of the pig from Pannonia area. It's with a lot of fat. It is like also like a prosciutto, dried just with the salt. And the last variety comes from our own farming. These are ecological pork from, we are calling Slovenia Krško-Polski Vršič. We are doing all our meat products, not just the hams, with a lot of philosophy from our elder people. This means we add just salt and spices to our meat products, not just to hams. And we are using nature to help us to dry ham and age ham. Our clay rooms provide very good natural environment because clay consumes the humidity and clay can breathe, give back the energy and coolness. The clay is also very important because of the mold, because all the hams are dried with the mold, and mold give also this typical taste to our hams, and the mold going through the 3 stages. First is white mold, then is green mold, and then is gray mold, and you can see how molds fall down by themselves. This happens after 6-7 months when the ham is drying off. This means after that we are moving the hams in another chamber under the straw roof where we are aging this ham until 1 year. This is like people need to grow a pig for time. This means from winter to winter. This philosophy,
Janesh, we seem to be having
supply. Sorry,
we have a small problem with your signal. Perhaps if you move on to your next area.
okay, we can move to other place maybe because clay is also very electrical in the current. Okay. Hi, I just moved to the restaurant where we are offering our products. We have here a kitchen that is called, we are calling the kitchen Meat, Eat, where also we have our chefs, 4 chefs. When you see there is Boštjan Lačen who is preparing the meats, and we are on the roof of the production. And you can see outside also where our guests are coming. Our restaurant name is Gourmet Over Mura, where we are also offering our guests wines from our partners from Gourmet Over Mura. You can see the winery Marl, winery Steyr, and other winery from this region. There we are combining with our meat and also vegetables what we are supplying. We are supplying for our farmers from the region. We have below is the production, and when we are going forward, we can come to the shop. There is some awards that we have get last 10 years, international awards for our hands.
Okay, we might be having a signal problem, Janesh. So, oh, you're
Yes.
still there. Okay. Do you have any? Do you have any of the hams that you could show us that people could eat? And also, we have a question. Could you share the 4 varieties of ham that you offer?
Excuse me, I didn't hear you. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Could you share the 4 varieties of ham that you offer to your customers? What are the names of the types of
4
ham?
varieties. One is Prekmurje ham. This is traditional ham. Second thing is prosciutto from selection. This is from the pigs. They are 3 years old and the elder. Third variety is Mangalitsa prosciutto. This is made from Mangalitsa, is the name of the pork breed. This is the pig. It looks like a sheep. It has a long hair and it has a lot of fat, but the meat is very tender and also very famous international. And fourth variety is Slovenia authentical pig. We are calling Krško-Polski pork. And this is the ecological breeding. This is free range. And also all the food that the pig gets is ecological farming.
Excellent. And we will come back to you afterwards, Janesh, and perhaps you could show us some of the hams that people can eat. And
yes, we are going downstairs to the shop, and after we can show you other hams.
Okay. Well, we will join you when you in maybe 10-15 minutes time.
Okay.
And we'll go to Tanya next, and we will be back in about 10 or 15 minutes, so you can show us a quick demo of your hams. And yes. So just so we can get the signal correct. And we will have some more questions for anybody on watching on Facebook, as well as the media in this call. Please keep the questions coming. And yeah, keep making some comments and so on any information that you acquire. So we're now going to go to Tanya, filming around a local restaurant. Hello, Tanya.
Hello, I'm Tanya. I'm from Restaurant Guide. Can you go in our restaurant, please? Here's our restaurant. I'm the 4th generation in this house, and the first time the woman. Before was just the bands. And we have traditional food. The recipes from my grandmother. She have given to me the first recipe book from 1957, and ideas from the our dishes is from this book, and we cook with ingredients from our region, and we have food from this region like pokrač kulaš, ibanica, buckwheat bread, more food with pumpkin oil from Emils Bush, then is also the soup from pumpkin oil, then is also appetizers, main course, and also dessert. Like say, like talk goras, in the region, people make just pumpkin oil on the salad, but in our restaurant we make also all products with pumpkin oil. And we go now in the kitchen and see to let's to go in the kitchen and see how the buckwheat bread is made. The buckwheat bread made my son. He is also the chef in our restaurant. And then talking also more of. Let's go, please, in the kitchen. Now here's my son Leon, and he is going to explain how to make the buckwheat bread. Please.
Hello, welcome to our kitchen. I'm going to show you a quick recipe. The buckwheat bread we make. I already made the dough, so I mixed it. Basically, what we need is 250 grams of buckwheat flour, 250 grams of strong flour, 20-30 grams of walnuts, 50 grams of yeast, fresh yeast, and approximately about 600 milliliters of very hot boiling water. So then we can put it in the buckwheat flour and mix it so it, how do you say,
Mix it with hot water.
Mix it with hot water so that the buckwheat flour, which is actually stone milk in our region, in our little farm called Polenko, and it's organic flour. So yeah, basically we mix all the things together. I have flour, I have buckwheat flour, yeast, salt, and walnuts. So now, when I have the mixture, it's as you can see, it's a very sticky dough. So basically, I put some, I go my hands, and I put some flour, and then I shape with my own hands the flour in the form of the bread form, like this. And then simply I just put it inside, wait about 10-15 minutes, depends on what the temperature of the kitchen temperature is. And then I put it in the oven for about 45 minutes, 180 degrees. And this is the actual bread when it's baked, and that's the serving of the two breads. We serve to each guest on the Mura River stone, and there is some pumpkin seed oil butter and the salt from Piran, from the southern part of Slovenia, and the buckwheat bread with walnuts.
Thank you,
Thank
Leon.
you.
And the guests when come in our region, we have more to do here. Also, the natural is here very clean, very green, and we have a lot of good food, good wines, and good products to buy. Thank you, and see you.
Thank you, Tanya. And what is the most popular dish in your restaurant? What do your customers love to eat most?
Is dessert. It's also very popular in all Slovenia. It's from poppy seeds, apple, cottage, and nuts, and we make and bake every day.
And what foods are currently in season at the moment in your region? What popular foods are there?
Most dish from asparagus, then is the pork, then is the cherries, cherry strudel with vanilla cream, then is also the beef tongue with pumpkin oil and poached egg, then is duck pate with grape marmalade, then is also the deer with Frankish sauce, and this is the gibalica. How do you like?
And is that your favorite dessert?
Yes, also.
Is that your favorite dessert? What drink would you recommend is the best to go with that?
It's prekmorska gibanica. A to drink?
Which
for
yeah,
the
a coffee or a wine?
Gewürztraminer from Steyr.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tanya. Next up, we have Bohan from Furbas Damicia, who's going to give us a tour of his an experience of his tourism property and farm.
Hello everyone, zdravo, ja sam. Welcome on our farm. Today is my office here at the hayloft. At the back side is here the possibility to sleep directly above the animals. But first, when you come to our farm, you need to try our products. And we have a lot of products connected with the pear. So for the start, I can introduce you with our schnapps that we serve you for the beginning when you come. Of course, we have also wine and meat and a lot of other things. But at the moment, at the start, we start with the Williams pear, 2 times classically brandy distillated. So enjoy the tour that we follow. I take a small tour that you see the hayloft. The hayloft has here the possibility to sleep, like I said, directly on the hay, and this is a specialty that you can be more connected with the animals. And our farm doesn't offer only hayloft and that things. For example, we go outside because we are a farm, and here you can see already my dad. My dad is introducing you with our tractor. At the back side are our animals. For example, everything what we can offer on the farm. Okay. Okay, good. Our dad can stop now, but yeah, this is just a small part. So we are back. Not only the farm is stopping here, we also have different things. For example, I don't know if you can see, we have of course good things that you can have a perfect holiday on a farm. We have also a pool that we go also forward, that you can relax outside, that you can then stay more days. You can rent some e-bikes on our farm, and the specialities, of course, that you can eat. That's what we same produce. What we can produce on the farm, we offer to you. We have the same menu. What we eat for the breakfast, what we eat for the supper, what we eat for the dinner. It's simply, you can enjoy us at the farm living. Of course, not the same farm living that you need to work with us, but the specialities for everybody who is sleeping in our rooms, other accommodations, on the hayloft. We have each morning after the breakfast a small interaction that you can enjoy us by feeding the animals. This is something special that nobody in the world can offer. This can offer just a farm who has animals, and in that direction we like to represent our story. The schnapps, the story of the pear, of the pear juice that you can see is the first connection that we are also connected with other guys in our community, Gourmet over Mura, because we send the guests to their properties to visit them. And we, of course, also sell our juice, for example, in each by each partners. This is it, a small interaction of our farm. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Bohan. And what do guests love most about when they visit your farm?
They like you saw my dad on the tractor. They like the interaction, to feeling like a real farmer. For example, I was thinking how to make the presentation today. Should I make it on the tractor? Should I make it here on the hayloft, or in the rooms, or on the pool? You know, the first touch is sometimes the best one, that I offer the guests a small basket like this one, that they can leave their phones there inside. They leave their phones there just for 2 hours, and then they can see what our farm offers. We offer nature, we offer a lot of green stuff, and we need to stop a little bit. Also, if this is just for 2 hours, that they are 2 hours without their phones, they can see what the farm offers. They can check our garden, they see what we offer. We don't have bananas, we don't have ananas, but we have local things. For example, now our strawberries interesting, now asparagus are already finished, but we serve them, we show them where the food grows up, and we serve them that on the table.
And how do you feel the region, the Primorje region, is different to other places in Slovenia? What do you think guests will get to see that's a little bit different?
I think the guests like it that we are all open. You know what I mean? You're guest of our farm, but when you stay on our farm for 5 days or for a week, then you are not the guest anymore. We are then already friends, and this is then how the people open are. We offering quality products because we eating by ourselves the quality that's the best quality that we can offer, and the people, the tourists can see that the spontaneous of the farm that is here. Thank God we have the touch. I have the touch for working with people from my dad, and this is something special.
How about the scenery?
Yes.
How about the scenery? What makes the scenery a little bit different?
The scenery. We are here at the border of flatland, where the land about the Mura is more flat. We still are on the small hills, and this is then so really interested. On the hills are a lot of vineyards, then normal fields with corn, with different other cultures. It's not the same if you go to a really big region where you drive 3 hours and everything is the same. No, we are a region where we can offer different things. So like our 7 partners can offer different things. This is it.
Okay, excellent. And we have one final question. The schnapps seems to be quite popular. Can you tell us a little bit? Do you make them yourself? What do you do to? What's the process of making them? And where can people get hold of them? Do they have to come and visit, or where can they get them from else?
The story of the Williams pear that we have it on our farm is quite simple. Our dad plants the first William trees 30 years ago, and he starts just with a few pears, and then later comes it that he starts to distillate, because here everybody on each farm, they distillate different fruits, from plums, apples, everything what is growing up. But we are now specialized for making distillate from pears. It's classically 2 times distillated. We serve it that the alcohol is on 40 degrees, so that this is not too strong. It's a really good digestive that you can drink it or for the start or for the end of the food, and is representing our farm. We are now really known about the pear in different conditions, but the famous thing is not only the schnapps, it's also the juice from the pear. So let me invite you, come visit us.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that wonderful insight, and we look forward to enjoying either some pear juice or some schnapps at some point in the future.
We can also make a Firbas cocktail. We can put it together. Okay.
Okay. Well, at the end, do you want to? Would you like to quickly show us in the space of 30 seconds at the end, after we've spoken to Uroš, a cocktail that you from the region? We'll go to Uroš first, and we'll come back to you as well.
I can make a cocktail later. Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. So finally, for the final talk, we have Uroš from the Morov winery. Hello, Uroš.
Hello. Yeah. Hello to everybody. I would like to thank you first to be part of this broadcast today. And I would like to thank you already in advance if everybody will share our story about this Primorje region. I am Uroš Valcel. I am a winemaker and co-owner of Morov Winery. But my story is started a little bit in the different way. I was born around 1 hour from Marov Winery now, in one winemaker and barrel producer family. My old grandfather was a barrel producer, and we were always like connected with the wine. But like every child have his own dream. I was always dreaming to be professional basketball player. I even training or practice around 4 years with a professional team. But then something is happened, and I remember when I coming back from the last tournament from Paris. This was '99. I was decided I will never play basketball again. I think this was a little bit connection with my family tragedy, and I was just so disappointed that I was then in '99. I was take over my old family winery. And of course, then, like I have dream to be professional basketball player, I have a dream to be really good producer of wine. I'm so sorry today that I cannot show our facility because I'm in the. We have one tasting with our, if I say, one of the original grape variety Modra Frankinja, which is called Blau Fränkisch, and I hope the audience can enjoy behind me the ancient place of the old castle in other region, in Posaria. But anyway, my dream was to really express the wine in the purest way. And if you want to do that, of course, you need some investment, you need quite good barrels. And from '99 to 2006-07, I was making my own brand. But then in 2008, I got invitation from Stanko Polanic, which was the founder of Marov Winery. I hope you can next time when you will be in Slovenia that you can visit our winery. So I got the invitation from Stanko, and somehow he asked me if I can make some plan for the future. When we really, if I can say, when we really deeply trying to recognize the ideas of him and me, he really, I must say, he really 100% trust me, and they just say, just follow your minds and what you want to do. So I was joining the project in 2009 when we opened also the new cellar with new facilities. But somehow the state, they have 45 hectares vineyards, and it's really interesting because we are in the three-corner country. We are in the corner of the Austria, Hungary, and Slovenia, really very close to the triangle of the Slovenian border. It's around 10 kilometers to this point. And I was in the last 10 years trying to, so somehow not, it's not my philosophy. It's hard to say what it's philosophy of making the wines, but I think if you want to really make something for the future, you are always trying to look something what people do in the past, and the answer was this Modra Frankinja. Maybe they already show some photos, or maybe you trying to research something about Marov Winery. You can see the old castle from the 18th century, which was owned from the one old Hungarian noble family. And they already planted in the 18th century this Slovenian original grape variety, which we are really proud, and this is really focused on that. So we opened the new cellar, and I was in the last 10 years trying to research our 3 sites. We have 3 sites, and in the beginning we have 45 hectares vineyards with around 160,000 wines, and the idea of this project was to producing around 300,000 bottles. But I was trying to really to deeply research the area, because my philosophy is always not like philosophy, just my point of work, that always less is more. How I can really, with my not influence too much, trying to show really something which is expressive and which is expressive in the purest way, our vineyard. So we reduce first of all, in the last 10 years, from 45 hectares to 22, just really keeping the best sites and the great variety, which can really show this Prekmurje region, which already my colleague explained a little bit why it's so unique, why we are so special. Not that we are so special like the people, but the product somehow is really special because the condition which is covering all over you, it just makes some of the distinctive character. And for me was this idea how to make the wines to the purest and distinctive part. So we are working in the vineyards last 10 years organically with some methods of biodynamics, and really the focus is just to producing the best grapes, which is highly selected, which is of course ripe but not overripe. And then in the cellar we're just trying to leave the wines going his own way. Of course, all our wines is matured, and they're at least maturing for 18 months in different kind of barrels, and of course different kind of sizes. But because of trying to really in the purest way show this Prekmurje region, we mostly fermented and maturing wines in the big cask, like 25 hectoliters. And this is the cask which is made from 350 years old trees. And this kind of quality of the wood mean that you don't need to toasting the wood, because you can get something bad from the wood. And it's also not idea to
what type of wood do you use for the barrels?
No, we are using combination of the German and Slavonian oak.
Okay. And in terms of Marof Winery's most popular bottle, what would you say that is your most popular wine?
No, we are recognized to the high-end producer of making the red grape variety Modra Frankinja, but we have around 60,000 bottles and all kind of variety. I want to show in the best way, so I can show maybe the bottle. This is our bottle. Maybe somebody also tried our wines also in the UK. I have importer there, so we import, and they are quite some of the wines, they are listed in the restaurants already. But
and just one final question before we go back to Janes. But what's been a vintage year for you, and what made it a vintage year for winery?
We have quite old vineyards, and we always this old vineyards, of course, it's giving a really low yielding wines. So I was never trying to say what is the best vintage, but I'm always saying that the vintage is just different. And the work of the winemakers, it's just how to feel the difference and they make the changes in the vineyards. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And you have a visitor experience. What if people wishing to visit your winery? What can they expect?
Sorry, I didn't hear. Can you?
You have a visitor center. What people visiting Slovenia and visiting your winery, the Marof winery? What can they expect when they visit you? What is the experience?
No, I think first of all they can expect really beautiful facility and beautiful nature, because our winery is stand on the top of the hill, and we really in the last years we renovate this old castle from Sapari family, which is beautiful. It's from 18th century, and we have 150 years old tree, and people can expect very distinctive, very elegant, very fine wines, which is not manipulated with the technology, but it's just made. It's just example of the nature.
And do you know what year they first started making wine at the Marof winery?
No, Marof winery. It's a young winery. We are just 10 years old, and the first vintage was 2009 in the new winery. So I was joining this project, and I was starting to make wine there. Some Austrian winemaker, it's making the two vintages 2007, 2008. But normally, of course, the estate have a long tradition, but under the name Marov, and we really trying to bring this Blaufränkisch back. It's just 10 years old wine.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So we're going to go back to Jarosz, who's going to give a quick demonstration of some hams, and if he can recommend any of his hams with some good drinks, then we'll finish with a cocktail and the final question for everybody.
Hi, we are back. I hope the connection is better. We are here, two hams. One is prosciutto from ecological farming. This is 2.5 year age. And this is the Prekmurje ham that is boneless. And this is also our chef. He runs the meat restaurant. And he's gonna explain you what he's doing here and what is this ham.
Hi. So I have Slovenian heritage, but I was actually born in Canada. I met Janko about 5 years ago, and from tasting his product, I convinced him to give me a job here. And we opened a restaurant. We've been open for 3 years. It's a great place to work. The wide variety of Slovenian beef. We started dry aging here. Also, we have varieties of pigs like Mangalica, Krški, which is a local pig from the area. So it's a really interesting place to work, and so far the feedback has been really good. So here we have the traditional Prekmurska šunka. It's 1 year aged minimum. Delicious. You have to come and try it. The only difference between this and prosciutto really is that the bone is taken out. It's not the whole leg. That's based on our tradition. They used to cut away the two muscles and use it different times of the year, and what was left they cured to make their version of prosciutto. And here's prosciutto, as Janko said, Bio Krški, 2.5 years old, and that of course has the bone in. And if you could smell it right now, your mouth would be watering.
Excellent, thank you very much. And any final thoughts on what gives you the region its unique flavors in terms of the ham? How is it different to other regions? Is it the climate? Is it the animals, or just
we do the animals for sure are a big part. In the other part of Slovenia, they use wind, which is more like Italian or prosciutto style making of hams. They use wind. Here we still use traditional clay walls and a straw roof to dry the ham, but it's without the production of wood. And we also smoke our hams, which gives it another level of flavor and is really excellent. Turns out good with the product. Board? Chaka.
It's also malt is very important. Malt. Yes, aging with the malt.
What? Just a quick question. What wood do you use to smoke the hams?
Beechwood. Beechwood.
Beechwood.
They start the fire with logs, and they use later on some chips from beechwood as well.
And how has reopening been recently? Is everything gone smoothly and it's business back to usual?
We were actually blown away how busy it's been. We weren't expecting it, but we're very lucky and very happy that people are interested and still coming to check us out. And we've been busy, so it's been really nice.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to go to Bowen, who has a cocktail, and then we have one final question for everybody.
So, for the cocktail, it's quite simple. We put some William IV pear schnapps first, and then we put some pear juice. We fill it almost to the top, and this is then call it Firbas cocktail. Let me introduce you just on the video, but visit us. Then we can drink it from to the bottom. Would be okay, so?
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody who participated. We have some questions about the flavors of the region, but perhaps people can ask on Facebook the familiar flavors. and so on. But we're running out of time, unfortunately. If you do have any further questions, please do post them on Facebook or send us an email as well. But thank you so much to everybody for giving us a wonderful insight to the Pomorye region. We can't wait to come and visit and try your drinks and taste your quality foods. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Adeus.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.